Hey there, YouTube. It's Justin the Junkie. How the fuck are you guys doing today?
I see them try, but they can't do what I do.
So today, this video is, everybody wonders what in the fuck is in these drums that are behind me of my latest videos. So today, I'm gonna show you my oil changing system and what's in the drums, what oil I have, where I run that oil, and all that type of stuff. Okay, we are missing one drum, and I'll explain to you why I don't have that drum here and why I haven't bought it yet. So I'm going to go through all the different stuff that I have and why I use it and why I like it, okay? As you guys know, I'm a Schaefer oil guy. I believe in their product. It's worked excellent for me in my business. It gives me the drain cycles that I'm looking for. Yes, its upfront cost is a little bit more, but the longevity of the product and what it does to your trucks is it pays for itself over and over and over and over and over again. Just if you can extend your drain cycle, 20,000 miles from where it is, it doesn't matter if the oil costs twice as much. It goes 3 times as long because you can leave it in there. It doesn't have any, it's still good. It's still protecting your engine no matter how black it looks, you know what I'm saying? The oil is not broke down. That's the difference between what I would call an OEM or over-the-counter type oil than more of a boutique oil, small batches. What their oil does is they start with a higher quality base oils, okay? They add more Mallory or more, I think it's more moly, more zinc and stuff like that. If you guys don't understand what zinc does, okay, zinc is very important. Now the EPA doesn't like zinc because when you burn it, they say it pollutes the earth. But what zinc protection does is that lets the oil not shear as much, okay? So when you have a bearing that you're pushing down, you have your compression pushing down on your bearing, the more zinc you have in there, the less likely that stuff is to come out the sides of your bearing, and it gives you a little bit more pounding. Everything has to move at a certain rate, you know what I'm saying? There has to be some kind of give in there. And, if you have steel rod, steel piston like most diesel engines do, you really don't want that hammering. That's why I run this Schaefer's product. But anyway, I'll get you guys turned around here and we'll go through all this stuff and I'll show you what oils I have and where I run it. Starting down here in the first barrel. Now, what all these are, it's a Samson thing, and I got these from Napa. I bought them on sale. This whole system was, I think it's $599 for one of these, and it comes with everything. All you need to add is your fitting. So the first thing I have here is coolant. Okay, I get this from my oil distributor. It is basically a Prestone product or a Peak product. No, this is Peak, I do believe. Yeah, this is Peak. Now what it is I like to buy coolant in a 50-50 mix. That way, with diesel engines, you have a lot of cavitation problems around the cylinders and things like that. And what cavitation is that's when the water molecules actually explode, okay? And it will erode your liners, your block, it will move metal, everything. So I like to use a 50-50 coolant. Now this is, it's an orange coolant. It's orange, it looks red after a little bit. I forget, I think it's like the old world type stuff. You know what I'm saying, coolant. So you always want to get the 50-50 premix because they use distilled water, and distilled water helps with cavitation and all that stuff. At least it's mixed 50-50, and you have it in these nice guns, okay? So that's the first thing that we have here, and that's in the red barrel. So moving along, again, Samson thing. This is 1540 oil. This is the Schaefer's. It's a 7000 product, so it's a semi-synthetic. Again, it's a green oil. This is what I use in my Duramax, and I also used to use it in my Western Star and the older truck engines, but I don't run this now, so I just have this drum here, you know, for the old Dirty Max or the Street Beast, 1540. Again, Schaefer stuff, amazing. Okay, going down to the next barrel, this is what I run in the new trucks, okay? They take a 1030 diesel oil, okay? That's just for, they tighten up the tolerances and all that type of stuff. This is the Supreme 9000, a full synthetic stuff, okay? This stuff is, I think, like $1,500 a drum for 55 gallons. I'm not sure, but you know, again, this is what I use to change the oils. It takes 11 gallons per oil change, so basically you get 5 oil changes out of one drum. It's not even a truck. We need to get some more of this stuff coming. Okay, the next drum that I have, okay, is 50 weight. I just have this gear oil lit on here. What this is this is Super Lube 50 weight. This is transmission oil, okay? Eaton, this is on the list, I do believe, of where you can still get your warranties, but this Schaefer transmission oil, it's a straight 50 weight. That's what they recommended in an 18-speed transmission. It'll also work in the Ultra Shift transmissions. They carry the same oil, all that stuff. So I have 55-gallon drum here. This is not necessarily any time that I do any transmission work and I drain the transmission fluid, I never put the old stuff back in. It's just a thing to me here. So this works a lot better than dumping into 5-gallon buckets and pumping it in there with a fucking hand pump underneath the thing. You just stick this in there and pump away. Most transmissions take about 3.5, 4 gallons of transmission fluid. Now, I will tell you that there is a 15-degree temperature difference running the Schaefer's oils compared to the older conventional style oils that I had. You know, I could tell on the trans gauge. When we run the full synthetic Road Ranger stuff, it's a red stuff. This is, again, green. I got 15 degrees cooler transmission temperatures out of this oil than I did their stuff. So anytime that you can cool your gears down, they're obviously going to last longer, okay? Now, moving along to the next drum, okay, what this is Super Gear Lube. This is an 80-90 weight. This is what I use in the rear ends, okay? It's what is that, 267, it says right there, okay, 80-90 weight. This is what goes in the rear ends. Anytime I do a service, I always check my rear end fluid to make sure, you know, that we're good. Again, I have 55-gallon drum of this stuff just because, you know, if you ever had a real seal blowout or anything like that, you can, you know, change the oils and all that stuff. And again, I have it all set up on this air stuff. This stuff works great. Now, moving along to the last thing, I have a grease reel. This has been an absolute lifesaver. Let me see if I can, here is the grease that I'm running now. 238 Ultra Supreme 2, okay? This stuff is really tacky, okay? This is a 15-gallon, 125 pail. Now this is about $900, but it will last 3 years. But that's the kind of grease that I'm running in the trucks. I can get a month in between greases, and again, it only takes one pump of this motherfucker and it's still coming out. So that's, you know, I really like the grease thing. And having it on this reel is just so much nicer. You just pull it out. You don't have to worry about, you know, this style getting all crumbled up. You don't have to worry about your barrel falling over. A lot of advantages with doing that. Okay, the last drum is a Citrol product. That's basically the stuff that I have in the spray cans, but this is a 15-gallon drum of it. This shit's ultra expensive. What I do with this is how I clean the back doors of the dump trucks and get all the tack off of everything and all that stuff. It's an excellent asphalt remover. So all my wheels and stuff, I spray all that down, get all the tack off of it and all that stuff. And I don't have it in a barrel, you know, I don't have it in air over hydraulic. You don't need that much, you know. We have to get a new drum eventually. And right here, this is the older style grease that I was using. It's a 221 Moly Ultra. I use this on like wheel bearings and stuff like that. I broke some parts on it, so I got to get some new ones. So that's what I got there. Now, two drums that I do want to add, okay? I want to add an Allison automatic transmission drum, and I want to add a windshield washer drum of a nice stuff. Now, the reason that I don't have an Allison drum sitting here right now is the oil goes about 100,000 miles, maybe more, depending on what it is. But Allison automatic transmissions in trucks are they are brutal on how much their stuff cost. So I do have a couple gallons of Allison automatic transmission fluid, okay? This Allison Transcend, it's a full synthetic transmission fluid, but this is the only fluid that they will warranty your automatic transmission fluid. If you change this stuff, the first thing they can do is they're gonna oil sample it to make sure it's this. So when you have these Allison transmissions, as long as you have a warranty, you better run this stuff. Now this stuff is about $80 a gallon, okay? So a barrel of 55 gallons of this stuff would be, I think it's like $2,800, and I just haven't bought that yet. But you know, here's the coolant. You can see that I got it in this thing, so these guys can do all that. That's this is the 1030 oil. We already have that filled up. This is the that's the windshield washer fluid that I like. And then this is the older stuff for, you know, it was the Western Star oil, and then they took a different coolant. But that's that stuff. That explains all the different drums that I have and all that stuff. Over here, I do have, I run a Schaefer's hydraulic oil. Over here, so this is the Schaefer's hydraulic oil that I run. We're probably going to have to get a 55-gallon drum of that eventually. I got some stuff over here, this EP Moly treatment. I used to run that in the Western Star. It helps thicken it up a little bit, and if your truck's burning just a little bit of oil, you put some of that EP Moly treatment in there, it will stop. That stuff is like absolute glue. Some guys run about a pint in their truck all the time. I haven't done that. I'm waiting for my trucks to get 50,000 miles on them. Then I'm gonna put a half a gallon of that in per oil change. And it just, it's kind of like a Lucas oil stabilizer is kind of basically what it is, but it's an all Moly product. But that's the other Schaefer stuff that I use. I also run this stuff. It's called a Clean Cool. This is a, what this does is you pour a pint of this for 8 gallons. So the trucks get 2 pints of this. It just, you know, reduces overheating, and it suppresses foaming and cavitation. And that's really good. And so that's what it is. He said the NASCAR guys run this, and they get 3 more horsepower on the dyno running this with their coolant. So, you know, it is what it is. And then this is what I run for my wife's car. It's a Supreme 9005 W30. It's formulated for GM. It's a dextrose compliant product. So that's the stuff I run in her car. But that's all the oils. That is all the oils and lubricants that I run in my trucks. Firm believer in the Schaefer's products, guys. I've had really good success with the Schaefer stuff. So that's pretty much, so you guys know what oil is in these drums and all that stuff. Schaefer's, if you're looking, I'm looking for a sponsorship, holler at a brother. Let me know what's up with that. But like always, check out Junkie Shop Time on Instagram, Facebook, Justin Sturgill Trucking on Facebook. Check out my Patreon account if you guys want to continue to support this channel. Helps out, I throw $1 a month in. Yeehaw, we're fucking winning. And like always, thanks for watching. And I gotta fucking go.